And today, President Trump posted on social media that he would meet with Russell Vought, the current head of the Office of Management and Budget, also known as OMB. The reason? To, quote, determine which of the many Democrat agencies, most of which are a political scam, he recommends to be cut. Those are his words. And we wanted to dive deeper into who Vought is and why he has so much authority in shaping the federal workforce. So Vought is a self-declared budget hawk who wants to shrink the federal government, and he gained national attention for co-authoring the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025. You may have heard of them. It is a conservative blueprint to transform nearly every aspect of government, containing hundreds of policy proposals along with strategies to enact them. His policy, or his career in politics, started on Capitol Hill working for Republican congressional officials, and then he moved to the conservative advocacy group Heritage Action. During Trump's first term, he rejoined the federal government as the deputy director of OMB before becoming its director in 2020. Vought led an effort to temporarily freeze funds for Ukraine, also helped craft an executive order to make it easier to fire federal employees. After Trump's inauguration this year, Vought was reconfirmed as OMB director despite the controversy around his role in Project 2025. During the 2024 campaign and throughout his time at the White House, President Trump has repeatedly said he had, quote, nothing to do with Project 2025. Though in this morning's post about Vought, Trump did acknowledge his OMB director's connection, identifying him as, quote, of Project 2025 fame. Scott Patterson joins us now. He's a reporter for the Wall Street Journal, and he co-wrote an article out today that calls Russell Vought the slayer of big government. Quite a statement there. And thank you very much for joining us to talk about all of this now. Scott, how would you describe Vaught's vision for the federal government today, and how much influence has he already had?
Vaught's vision for the federal government is to make it smaller, to put it simply. He's long advocated cutting the federal bureaucracy. He's actually said at one point that he wants to put federal workers into trauma. And I would say that that's something that he's been very effective at doing this year alongside Elon Musk and Doge. I've talked to many federal workers, and they express a lot of, I would say, despair about what's happened with all the firings that have been orchestrated by people such as Vought and Musk. He laid the groundwork for this with Project 2025 over the past 4 years. He is now implementing that policy, and he is saying that with this government shutdown that he plans to accelerate it and use this time to fire more federal workers.
We were talking about his connection, and a big part of it in Project 2025. It has nearly 40 authors and editors, more than 250 contributors. Can you talk more about his contribution to Project 2025?
I would say his biggest contribution is exactly what he's doing right now. He writes about how he thinks that the federal bureaucracy, which people on the right call the deep state, has grown way out of control. It's spending too much money. It's not doing what the executive branch wants. And I think that's his biggest complaint, is that the administrative state, as they call it, isn't responsible for doing what the president says he wants to do. I think he felt like he experienced some of that during Trump's first term. You mentioned the spending freeze in Ukraine. Mm-hmm. He's expressed a lot of resentment about what happened there, where he tried to withhold funds from Ukraine. That ended up in the first impeachment of Trump. So he has, I think, what a lot of people would think are very extreme views of the power of the executive, but he is implementing those as we speak.
And Scott, before we let you go, given his enormous impact here, how have lawmakers from both parties reacted to him?
Very polarized, I would say. The Democrats say that he's breaking the law over and over again by doing things like withholding funds from congressionally approved projects and funds to agencies, whereas the Republicans celebrate Russ Vought and say he's doing exactly what they want him to do. One person told me that he thinks that the left probably wishes they had their own Russ Vought, who could be so effective. And that's one of the things that he's known for is he's effective. People say he knows where the levers are in the federal government, and he can make things happen in ways that many other people couldn't.
Always good to understand how we got here. Scott Patterson, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.